How's it going, everyone? Pengu here, and we're going to be jumping into some TFT again. The last video on this did pretty well, so I figured I'd just give it another go. This is going to be the classic Chonc's treasure, so we're going to have slightly different encounters. And we are going to, rather unfortunately, start out with a Sett here. And I say unfortunately because I just don't think this unit is very good to start with, because he could just never really get his boss passive going, where he goes and does sit-ups. Because you just don't have enough time for the units to really take damage. But, you know, we're going to try and give it our best shot with him here. Go ahead and I think we're gonna stop the gunblade on our Sett just for now. As he is a magic fighter, I'm also going to give him a dual gauntlet here. We're gonna get our first little thing from our encounter. Attacks critically strike here. 2 bonus mana after casting an ability, gain 40% critical strike. A damaged enemy, store 30% damage dealt. After 4 seconds, Legend Spirit appears to deal store damage. Mark enemies, heal 12% from damage marked. Damage dealt to marked. We're gonna give Sett the Spirit of the Spectral Watch. Spectral Wraith. How about? We're just gonna say screw it, and we're gonna go for a artifact here. We get fish bones. I'm gonna slam the dragon claw here, and I'm gonna have Sett as forward as possible to try and get him to die as quickly as possible, so we can maybe get some value out of him jumping in, doing setups. This is an interesting argument. I don't take it all that often because, you know, you don't get that value for so long. But I think it could end up being pretty good for us here. So hopefully we can win some combats early so we're not bleeding too quickly, but it's not the end of the world if we do lose. We are going to get a win on this first combat. We did actually generate some gold off the Chonc's Chalice as well. I don't know where the second piece of gold came from. Oh, it's from the Ionia takedowns. Mentioned earlier and I completely forgot. Yeah, I was really surprised that you guys enjoyed the Chonc's treasure video I put out a little while ago. I didn't expect it to do as well as it has, but at the current moment I believe it's one of my best videos, so thank you guys so much for checking that out and giving it some love. We are going to get Sett to do his sit-ups, and he is going to give us a very nice slam to just basically wipe the board there. And I guess when, you know, you start with a Sett and he has these items, it goes pretty well. And it's kind of, you know, I was kind of dogging on it at the start, but I guess these items make up for a unit that isn't necessarily the strongest 5 cost on his own. This Senna with Deadlier Blades is going to get really spooky. Aatrox is going to be spooky. Couldn't tell who I saw in there. Oh, it's a Shyvana. We got Nazir, Mel. Oh, and then we've seen the Fiddle and the Tom. And that's going to be an example of Sett not being able to really do it all for us. I'm going to sell the Aphelios just so that I can keep up my income here. Ultimately, I don't even think that Fishbones on Aphelios is greatest. Hopefully I can grab that bow. Would be pretty nice. Wouldn't hate grabbing the rod, so I will probably make a Rage Blade with the bow if I were to have gotten it. Our other option here is, eventually reforging this. But I don't know. I feel like there's maybe some potential here for something good. We are gonna get a Morello and an Ionian Bruiser in Wukong here, which kind of plays perfectly for us. We get our Ionia unit, we get a Bruiser, and now we're just looking for any of the lower cost Ionians to slot in, get Ionia 5 going, because that gives so many stats to our units. Hopefully we can at least kill a good amount of units if we aren't going to win. They're going to be into a Noxus team here. Sett is going to actually end up doing enough work here, I think. Yeah. Sett does get us the win, as he did just go straight for this guy's Mel. Grab the early level there. I think pre-leveling is pretty important. I think I'm also still set up in a good spot here in terms of my econ, because if I win the round, I will get I'll get a gold, get a takedown, I get a gold. Like, I can basically guarantee this gold, especially if I really want to. I can just sell this gen. I do get my gold off the takedowns, which would be very nice. We're gonna hit the other Ionians here that we needed. I think I'm just gonna move. Honestly, Fishbones Ari doesn't sound that bad. Because it's really just about her cast, and her cast is going to go to, whatever her current target is, and her target will get burned down that way. We do end up getting ourselves a Rage Blade. We also get our Cannon unlock. So we're almost Ionia 7 before augment here, which is pretty nice, I cannot lie, because that'll give us a nice 40% on the base stats that we're getting from our gold, which is just so much value. We're also going to get pre-level, so we will be 6 going into our augment selection here. Not that that really changes anything. We'll get branching out, climb the ladder, and misconnections. Misconnections isn't going to do it for me. Climb the ladder, on the other hand, If we're gonna run 7 Ionia, which I do intend on doing, I think could work. I think I am gonna go climb the ladder here. Slot in the cannon for Ionia 7, and also just great CC. I love cannon as a unit in this set. I feel like he does normally get his ultimate ability from League of Legends as his ability in TFT. I do like our chances here. And we also have the Reforger that we need to reforge that fish bones if we wanted to at a later point in time. Which I think ultimately will be what I do with it. Because I just don't see it making sense to keep it. Sett's gonna go absolutely crazy. Get us the win there. I think I'll just go ahead and reforge it now. And we're gonna get Silvermere Dawn, a fantastic option here. Because this is just such a good item. So much CC, so much survivability. It'll turn our Wukong into basically an unkillable nightmare.
Let's start the show. Can they still turn things around?
Going into second carousel, we've already printed 10 gold off our Ionia. It's just really nice. On this second carousel, we're going to be third pick. I don't know what I'm looking for. The Lissandra with the chain vest would be nice for our Wukong to get 3 items. If we give him Bramble and Dragonclaw, which is really good. I can also go the bow here and turn that Bramble, or turn that Titan, turn it into a Titans. But I think I am going to go here. Just give crazy amount of uptime for Sett to get his sit-ups in, kind of no matter what here. And since we are already Ionia 7, I don't even need to run the Yasuo. This Wukong's not gonna die. This Eternal Pact is gonna be so much value. I'm gonna hold on to the dupes. I don't think I'm gonna go for a 3-star 3 cost. I just don't think there's all that much value when there's 2 4 costs and a 5 cost in Ionia.
That's the only reason I ain't stomped you yet.
I see right through you.
I think loading into our last match before the next creep round is... we're in a pretty good spot. I mean, obviously would love a 2-star unit here, but I have the ability to get one. I'm choosing to save it. See what I get when I hit 8, because I will roll a little bit to make sure I can hit my Yunara and a Wukong too. I think without them, we're gonna be in a little bit of a rough spot. So I mean, we might even lose a round here. I don't want to, but I would understand if we did, as we are just so down on power. We're gonna lose that round, which does kind of mean that we don't have any streak, but we are now gonna have a weird board here, because I think I might go for a little bit of an Arcanist second trait here. I don't know. I think Annie's just a really fun unit. I'm gonna toss in Tibbers. We're gonna hit Wukong too. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab 2 stars of those. When we hit Yunara, I'll drop Jin. So at this point, I won't hold on to that Jin. I'm gonna come over here and Empyrean's Promise and everything onto Annie. I know that our Ahri has been doing some good work, but I really want to just get the Annie going, because I think Annie is just a better unit than Ahri. Especially with how much poke that we can get off the Sett with how wide his cast range is. The Annie chip can really get some really good value. I'm gonna re-roll the spatula bag. I'm gonna not take Golden Gamble. It's called a Chaos or Money Monsoon. Money Monsoon is always guaranteed value, but call it Chaos. And we are gonna get 52 gold. Well, in that case, might as well just push level 9. I think going 9 here is just a really, really good play. Give us good reroll chance on our gives us a good reroll chance for our Yunara. Gives us a good reroll chance for more Wukongs, Annie. I am going to need to eventually unlock Sett here. I still haven't actually done that. I think in our next round, I will just drop all my units back into the row. Keep forgetting that just because you start with it, you don't actually get to keep the unit unlocked. You just get the single copy. There's going to be our Yunara. I think if I get like a Hodge or a Death Cap, something to make this Sett hit really, really hard, I might switch out the Gunblade to the Yunara so that Sett just does maximum damage. I think the more damage Sett does, the better. We're going to be pre-leveled for 9 here, going into our carousel. We get our Sett unlock. And I'm looking here. I think Swain is probably just a pickup. It is gonna get grabbed. I'm not really surprised. I'm gonna go for this Kindred here. This can be turned into a Quicksilver for our Sett. It can be turned into an IE for our Yunara. It can be turned into a Last Whisper for our Yunara. It can be turned into a lot of things here. For now, I think I am just going to toss in the Kindred. Never mind, I'm putting in the Ornn here. Drop the Kindred. We just get given Quicksilver. I'm going to hold on to our dupe. I think we just push 10. I think our board is going to be in a good spot here to just kind of push 10 and be a really strong competitive team. So this is going to be a tough board to beat, but I think we'll just get there. This Sett will have so much value. Well, I was sorely mistaken. Kind of forgot that the Rise Shurima combo is pretty insane, as he just gets to knock up everything that he hits. So my board spent half that CC'd. I think I am going to move our items off the Wukong over to Ornn. He just gets more value off that Silvermere Dawn. We're playing into an Exiles Targon board. Diana will get there in the end to hand us a loss, but not too pressed about it. We're still in a good spot here.
I am further from the place I once called.
I am holding on to this Garen for a potential Silas, because while I do think Swain might be a slightly better just generic slot in, Silas is just a fun unit. So I would kind of like to maybe toss him in if possible. We are going to get a tier to make a Hodge, and I think I am just going to do that. I do think our Sett needs healing. Give that to Wukong. For now, we'll do that. We're gonna level 10. I'm not gonna get anything in. We'll roll a little bit here. We're gonna get absolutely destroyed there. But that was gonna drop us below the 50 health to give us our big care package here. We will get considerably stronger. So we also get a Radiant Gunblade. Hopefully we can pick up a kill or two here so I don't have to lock shop. Due to the burn, we are actually gonna get there. I believe Annie is contested here. Yes, Annie is going to be contested. Contested by the highest health person in the lobby. So for that, I will just not worry about it.
Mama always said
Sett, on the other hand, we are going to get our Silas here. Need to shift the items off of Kennen. Also, we'll need to get the Silas into a position where he can actually get into the fight. As he did just spend that little bit of time kind of walking behind the Kennen. Gonna grab the Jack Show or Adaptive Helm, whichever you want to call it, for our Wukong here. We are also going to get a Black Hole Gauntlet. Tibbers can take. You're gonna now have 2 dupes. We're now gonna be 1 set away from set 3. We're also gonna have Silas 2 here. Warren 2. Kind of forgot about our fortune strength there. But it did give us some really nice items, as any artifact on Ornn is just going to be great. I do think this Sniper's Focus is really good for Yunara. And then Zanya's on Tibbers is fantastic. We're going to get a win there against the Freljord comp. And this Blading Jewel is kind of crazy on Emmy. she gets credit for all the magic damage that gets dealt by her fire. And it's just these little ticks. And it slowly just melts that magic resistance. I'm gonna look really quick. I don't believe any of them have. Yeah, there is not any other sets. I don't think any of them are even aware that I'm this close either. I'm gonna see a Silas there.
All your life has led to this moment.
I have gotten Silas 3 before. He is pretty cool. I don't remember if I've gotten Sett 3 when the set was live. I may have. I know if we can make it to after Carousel here, we're guaranteed Sett 3. But that is a tall ask. I'd honestly be pretty surprised if we could get there. I'm just gonna sell board here. And we hit. It does not appear like we need to worry too much.
All your life has led to this moment.
Honestly, I think this is perfectly fine items. Could give him a Quicksilver, but
Someone get the cards.
I'm gonna grab the Shyvana just because the one guy does, I believe, have Shyvanas. Yeah. Just make his life ever so slightly harder. I'm gonna buy other units here just to slam items so that I can reorganize what Sett actually even has.
Choose evil, get shot.
I just want it to be only Sett. Can't get CC'd. has Zanya's.
Someone get the cards.
And I believe that is going to do it. As I don't think he can really do anything unless he sells the entire board to try and hit. Oh, he does have Shyvana 3. I didn't even catch that. I don't know what happens here. We'll find out. It's the end of the game no matter what. But I have no idea who actually wins here. If it's Shyvana 3 or if it's Sett 3. And it's Sett 3! There's going to be a first place for us there in Classic Chonc's Treasure. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and you'll have a great rest of your day.